So today we're going to talk about Tony Robbins' Personal Power 2. This is a 30-day program he created, and it's called Personal Power 2, Life's Driving Force. And big thanks to Drijan for recommending this because I was living in Poland that time, and I had the time and resources to be able to do this program every day without fail. It's about 1 or 2 hours every day. You listen to the audio, and Tony Robbins, most of the time, he's just talking. He's constantly feeding and trying to change your mindset with saying the same thing in different ways. And then it gives you some exercises. And every day you do some. At the end of 30 days, you're just like, I can't go back to even 10 days back. Or, like it'll just really transform you. So let's get down to business. First one is my first note, big up Drijan for the recommendation. I did this program audiobook in 2012 while living in Poland. It helped me a lot. Every day, the audio had some instructions to complete. And as always, Tony would talk a lot. I think it's his way of enforcing the message. So, everything I've just said already. Some quick notes. The ultimate success formula is one, know your outcome. Two, get yourself to take action by deciding to do so. That decision thing has been a recurring thing which we've talked about in so many lives, where just making the choice to do something about it, that decision is such a big one. Even if it's a bad decision, you use your observing ego to go back to the good decision. Number three, notice what you're getting from your actions. So take account. I have quite a few different trackers from stopping smoking to controlling emotions to all sorts. So tracking really helps. What you manage, what you track gets managed. I think there's a saying like that. Number four, if what you're doing is not working, then change your approach. So that decision, observing ego, look at things and stuff. Okay, to save time and energy, use role models to accelerate your pace of success. And so many successful people will tell you get a mentor, copy some people. There's that story of Eklavya who couldn't get Dronacharya to be his guru, so he made a effigy. And I think I'm getting too deep into that, but you can look into that if you want. Uh, so to first, number one, find someone who already getting the results you want. Where he is there, find out what that person is doing, and three, do the same thing and you'll get the same results. Now, a lot of people are against copying people and all that, but you have to start somewhere, and knowing a blueprint is one way to start, and then from there you can make it into your own. The other thing, Tony Robbins, I don't think it's in this one, but he said if you want to get here and you're here, don't look for that mentor who's over there. Look for the mentor who's your next level, who's overcome the obstacles this level, and then go next. Now his assignment for this day was write two decisions you've been putting off. When you make them now, will change your life. Write the two decisions. Let me rephrase that. Write the two decisions that you've been putting off, of which when you make them now will change your life. So one way to think about it is from this book called The One Thing. Just think about what is that one thing you will do which will reduce the need or just eliminate the need of you doing all these other things. Just that one thing. Could be just starting to go to the gym, changes your sleep pattern, makes you healthier, makes you stronger, all that. And then number two assignment is, now that you made the decision, you must take immediate action. To do that, write down the first few steps. So write, always have a paper and pen, or I use my phone now and take my notes there, and write down the few steps. What are three simple things you could do immediately right now that would be consistent with your decision? For example, if you decide to stop smoking, what could you do with the cigarettes that are in the house right now? Who would you call? What could you commit to? What letter could you write? What could you do instead of that old behavior? I think My spelling is different. List the immediate actions and then take action on them right now in this moment. When I was doing this, there were certain things, some habits I was into. So what I would do is before I go to bed, after I make my bed, I keep the things on my bed. So that would have to be my obstacle before I go to bed. That means I'll have to do it. I'll have to accomplish that. So put things in your way that way. Okay, I think the next day people are motivated either away from pain or towards pleasure. So you can use both. Avoiding pain is much greater motivation. You should focus firstly on, and you can focus on how not changing this behavior will be more painful than changing them. And secondly, how changing will bring the pleasure. So think of it long term, even if it's like some hard work in the start, what is the pleasure after that? And then that day's assignment was list 4 new actions that you should take now. Number 2, what is the pain you've associated with these actions that has kept you from following through? Write it down. Number 3, list any pleasures you are able to get from not following through these 4 actions. So, what pleasure were you getting? This is the opposite now. What pleasure were you getting from staying in this negative behavior or bad behavior or whatever you're doing? Now, number 4, for each of these actions, describe in a paragraph what it will cost you if you don't follow through. What will you miss out on? What will you lose? And number 5, now begin to associate pleasure with taking action by asking yourself these questions. What are all the benefits you'll gain from taking these actions in each of these areas now? How will it enhance your life? How will it create greater joy, happiness, success, freedom, or pride? Write your answers down. Okay, next one we get to is Neuro Associative Conditioning, NAC. This is the next day. What are some of the negative associations I've made in the past that have kept me from taking actions and I need to take to achieve the ultimate desires? Let's just carry on because it'll make sense. Number 1, get leverage on yourself. You to do this, 3 levels of responsibility are necessary. You must decide the following. Uh, Something must change. I must change it. I can change it. So an example is get a weight loss buddy and promise him or her and a group of other friends that you will begin a strict regimen of healthy food and enjoyable exercise. Further commit to them that if you break your promise, you will eat a whole can of Alpo dog food. That's his example. I should just put example here so we don't get mixed up. Okay. Number 2 step is interrupt your current pattern association. I love this. You must scramble the old pattern of thinking and feeling. This is best done by using something unusual, such as making a radical change so that you say or change in what you say and how you move your body. So my thing was having a rubber band. Every time I said a certain phrase which I didn't want to say anymore or thought a certain thing I didn't want to think, I would snap it and I would replace it with the positive thought or action or saying. Okay. Then number 3, condition a new empowering association. Install a new choice and reinforce it until it is conditioned. Any thought, emotion, or behavior that is inconsistent with will become a habit. Let me read that. Any thought, emotion, or behavior that is consistently enforced will become a habit, a conditioned pattern. So you know how we've patterned ourselves. Oh yeah, now that it's TV time, everyone's going to sleep. I can relax. I'm going to go to the pantry, grab my snack. Instead of that, condition yourself. I've conditioned myself to brush when my son brushes, which is around 7:37. So after that, I have no choice but to not eat. Some days I'll spoil myself, but that's my conditioning. Link pleasure to new choices. You're feeding that loop of conditioning by rewarding yourself every now and then. Like, yeah, you did a good job. You get a reward of something happier and healthier. Then he talks about destiny. Everything thing we think or do is a cause set in motion. Every one of our thoughts and actions is going to have an effect or a result of our lives. Our results begin to stack up. To take our lives in particular, the past does not equal the future. Direction. So you're teaching yourself that the past does not equal the future because you're stacking better things now for yourself. For every direction, there is an ultimate destination or destiny. So just some things to think about or mindsets. So the assignment is write down 3 neuro associations you've made in the past that have shaped your destiny positively. Whatever you thought nicely, oh, I can approach, I'm friendly, I like meeting with people, I like getting to. And then number 2, list 3 neuro associations that have been disempowering you until now. See his wording, until now. So from now on, it's not going to. So that's one assignment. And then there's another assignment for each of the 4 actions listed of the following. Do the following. 1, get leverage. So get leverage. Write down 10 reasons why you must change your behavior now. Then list all the reasons why you know you can do it. So 10 reasons, and you can do it on an Excel sheet or something. Reason 1, and why I know I can do it. Reason 2, why I know I can do it. Number 2, interrupt your own pattern. Design 4 or 5 ways to get yourself out of limiting associations and do them. Back to that one for reaching into the pantry for a snack. Set a timer, lock on your pantry to be locked after a certain time. Just don't buy snacks. Just put obstacles in your way. Interrupt your patterns. And number 3, condition yourself by rehearsing your new behavior. So a lot of sports people do that. Give yourself a sense of accomplishment and exhilaration, pride, or joy each time you do this. So visualize how proud you'll feel, how accomplished you'll feel when you don't do this and you've said, yeah, I have the power to control myself, the greatest power I can ever have. Do it consistently and rapidly until each time you think of this new pattern, you feel good automatically. Next day, he goes into talking about states. Changing your state has tremendous power, and he's such a big. That's how I know him because he's like, when you wake up, jump, put yourself in the superhero pose, and energy, and that. We want to feel power, joy, and passion, and we can do it in 2 ways: changing our physiology. So again, that whole stance and hands akimbo kind of thing. And number 2 was, let me just sort out the formatting and then we'll get into it. The way we move, breathe, facial expression. Carry yourself like a boss. The classic example is the sports person who wins. You know, they have that Tiger Woods, champion, throwing champagnes and all that. Their hands are out and up, chest high, voice loud and clear. Breathe deeply and changing diet works too. And changing the state for number 2 is, okay, controlling and directing the focus of your mind. You feel bad, you delete everything good in your life, and vice versa. For some reason, maybe it's doing all these programs. Every time I remember someone from the past who I might have had a negative experience with, I kind of find it fuzzy. And there's an NLP technique to make your memories fuzzy for the bad things and emphasize the good ones. Maybe that's the thing. But I will be talking about that in future lives. So keep an eye out for something called Ultimate Inner Game by Hypnotica. Uh, okay, so how can you control it? You can control what you're picturing in your mind and how vividly you picture it. The questions you ask yourself are playing a big part, so you can, one, eliminate limiting, endless loop questions, especially the self doubt ones like, oh, I don't know if I should do it, I can do, but you're constantly chewing on it. And second one, continually asking yourself questions that empower you. How can I get this done? How have I accomplished the same thing before? Okay, so assignment. Talk to a friend about something you love, but do it in a dispassionate way, like you don't care for the subject or even hate it. Then change it to a passionate way you usually talk about it. Ask your friend what they noticed in detail. So before you do it, ask them to make a note or note it down, things they noticed. Your physiology, your breathing, the way you talked about it, your eye movement, your hand movement. And then second assignment is create 5 questions you are going to ask yourself from now on. Keep them where you'll see them every day. Give at least 2 answers for each question every morning. You see, it makes you do so much work every day, all this homework every day, that no doubt you're going to push away that past side by the time you end the 30 days. Okay, next day we have values. He talks about values. It is important to make the distinction between means, moving towards values, which are simply vehicles or instruments. And so there's a difference between means values and end values. We- And end values, which drive all of our behaviors as human beings. It's kind of like survival and replication, maybe, or Maslow's hierarchy of needs. If you know what you value most, what you truly want most in your life, then you'll find you can make decisions much more effectively and rapidly. Your beliefs determine whether or not you feel like you're meeting your values. They can either limit or liberate you. So, what are your beliefs? What do you stand for? What will you not fall for? So, your assignment is a big one, 6 points. Assignment, do all 6 over the week. So, in this one, you have a week to do it. So, maybe 2 today and spread the rest out. 1, ask yourself what is most important to you in your life. Make sure you write down your feelings after the states you value most, such as love, passion, happiness, as opposed to means values like money or business success, etc. Now, as an introvert, I can tell you a big difference. My wife's extrovert. Her values are connecting with people, having group fun, while mine is enjoying my time with myself, ruminating over things I'm thinking about, doing projects on my own, or connecting with people who have something deeper or more significant to talk about. If you think you want money or business success, ask yourself, if I had that additional money, if I had that business success, what would it ultimately give me? How would it make me feel? Those feelings are the true driving force in your life. You're moving towards values. And for men, their work is very important to them. These days, now, even women, like it's been a few years now, but for men, it's their sense of self and worth. Assignment number 2, rewrite your moving towards values in the order of their importance. And I love using my phone for this because I'll write all the values down, then I can delete which I don't want, and then I can just drag and drop so I can move the most important one at the top. If you can't do it and write it on a paper, just put numbers 1 to 10 against them, or how many, whatever values you put, and then rewrite them in the order you want them. Number 3, make a list of the negative feelings or emotions you'd do almost anything to avoid. What what would you avoid? I can already think of a few which I don't want to talk about right now. For some people, this might include rejection, frustration, or overwhelm or loneliness. Discovering what you want to avoid will help you understand more about your drive. So you're starting to learn about yourself. What are your pains? What are your pleasures? What do you want to move towards? What do you want to move away from? We are not driven just to get what we want. We are also driven to avoid those feelings we link the most pain. So these are our moving away from values. Assignment number 4: rewrite your moving away from values in the order of their importance. Start at the top of the list with the one you would do the most to avoid feeling. So again, make your list, number it properly, depending on which one you want to avoid, and then rearrange as you need. Assignment 5: what has to happen for you to feel these emotions? For example, if success is one of your values, what has to happen for you to feel successful? Different people have different definitions for success. Some people it's job, some people it's shiny things, cars and stuff. Some people it's just a smile to be contented. For some individuals to feel successful, they have to have $1 million. For others, they have to wake up, look down, and see that they're above ground. Or some people, it's just being above ground. For elders, I think there was a joke. A comedian said, for an elder, success is just having a decent bowel movement. Uh, okay. Similarly, on your moving away from values, what has to happen for you to feel them? For some individuals, if you don't achieve a goal one time, they feel like a failure. For others, it's impossible to fail. The rule is I would fail only if I were to give up. As long as I'm trying, I'm successful. So just being someone who, and a lot of successful people say you have to collect your failures. So that's a good mindset to keep. It's important to understand the rules you have for feeling bad, because often we make it too hard to feel good and too easy to feel bad. So start making it easier for yourself to feel good. I did this small thing. Yes, I've progressed. I've progressed. My gym routine is that every day I just need to do one more rep than the time before. Just one out of all the sets and reps I do. So, and you'll see how far you get just with that, because I end up doing more than one. Have you discovered any, assignment 6, have you discovered any rules which limit the quality of your life? If so, which rules are you willing to change now to improve your life forever? You've made your own rules for yourself for certain things. Oh, I have to do this, otherwise, OCD patterns and all that. Okay, next day, and we come to the topic of belief. To change your belief, you have to link enough pain to the belief to move away from it. Identify a new empowering belief and link massive pleasure to that one. So link pain to your current belief and link massive pleasure to that one. Condition by rehearsing, mentally picturing and feeling the effect over and over, how life will be so much better, and how painful it would be to keep the old one. Now, like I said, that I'm going to be doing a talk on NLP and these techniques where you visualize holograms in front of you, behind you, all that. So keep an eye out for these, because I'll share these exercises with you. But looks like he's shared one there called the Dickens Pattern. So let's get into it. Think about the belief and feel the emotional cost, relationship loss, finance, body, happiness, all these losses. Just collect all of that. Think of all the losses you'll have. What do you regret most with this belief? Step 5 years forward and see the cost. Then 10 years, then 20 years. Come back to now and realize that you can change it before it happens. Change your physiology to the winning sports person. Now decide on your new belief. Close your eyes, think about it. What will they bring? How much happier you will be? Finance, all that, all the good stuff. Now move 5 years forward. Collect all that. 10 years, 20 years. Compare both destinies and make your choice. Now, this guy calls it the Dickens pattern. The Hypnotica one I'm talking about, he calls it the Scrooge pattern. And in his case, he tells you to step into those bodies and then step back and then cut your negative one, then step into your positive ones and collect all of them together and bring them into you. So there's different exercises. The assignment for this one is write down the new beliefs and how they will change everything. Next day, we have goals and the power of why. Goals create positive positive pressure. Write down all that you'll gain from reaching your goal and what it will cost if you don't. Okay, your assignment is list areas of your life that you are not where you want them to be. Two, write down what you need to believe to consistently follow through with transforming your life towards the goals. Three, list the beliefs you'd have to hold to achieve the goal. Number four, write why you must change these situations and why you know you can. So, I'll just tell you there's a similar thing which I'll be talking about in future lives. I'm not going to keep repeating that, so sorry about that. Last time I'm going to say that. Okay, next day, goal setting workshop. Number one, list your goals for personal development. A, next to each goal, write down the time within which you are committed to accomplish it. Example, within 1, 3, 5, 10, 20 years. And make sure you don't give yourself too little time where you overwhelm yourself. You can spread it out, give yourself more time than you need just so you get used to it if you're doing it for the first time. And then once you get better, then you can start doing shorter term goals. Um, Select the top three personal development goals, and under each one, write a paragraph describing why you're committed to achieving this goal within the next year. 1 year is pretty good. Okay, so that's point one. Point number 2A, next to each of these goals, write down the time within which you're committed to acquiring it. Sounds, list your things goals. Okay, list your goals for personal development, list your things goals, which is pretty much the same. Select the top three, write paragraphs, and then list your economic and financial goals and do the same. Within how many years, and then select your top three and describe them in paragraph form. I did it for finance and I got so much better. So, assignment is write one action you can take for each goal. Take that action today. You can do the rocking chair test where you imagine yourself much older, reflecting back as you didn't achieve your goal and then as if you achieved it. So, all these techniques you're learning, stick to those. Now, here, Tony asks you to review the 6 human needs before carrying on. I'll just tell you quickly. So, for 6 human needs for Tony Robbins, first you need certainty. You need something stable. You know, everyday routines are the same. You have a certain certainty that you're living in the same place all the time. And then you need variety, which is a mix. Like you need some excitement. You can't have chips every day. Is the saying we used to say in Kenya. You need significance. You need to feel important to someone. He helped some guy who let his relationship get affected because he loved playing guitar, and he found out the value was he felt like a god playing guitar, while when he was going home all he was getting was dramas. Connection, you need some kind of intimate friendships and things. You need growth. If you're not growing, you're dead. So you need to grow in certain things. I always choose three-month projects, 6-month projects, and I stick to those. And number 6 is contribution. You have to give, no matter what situation you're in. Please make sure you're giving either your time, your money, or something to things that need help. people who need help. So those were the six human needs. Next day, he gets to emotions and rituals. List five negative and positive emotions you experience regularly. Then write down the rituals you have and what you do in your mind to feel them, i.e., what are the recipes for you to feel these emotions. My recipe, as I've spoken before, is the person driving too close behind me. I might do this exercise again. They really bother me. My biggest thing I do is just move my mirror down because that mirror makes them look closer than what they really are anyway. So that helps. Overcome. The next thing is overcome procrastination. Let me see if there's anyone live. Nobody online? Okay, let's carry on. Find out how you create the ritual. If you don't do the thing, what is the ultimate price you pay with your procrastination? How much more joy would you have? How much better would life be if you already did the thing? Change your wording from I have to I want to. Oh, I have to do that. No, no, no. I want to do that. Start moving your body more to interrupt the pattern of procrastination. Like I said, interrupt your places where you get comfortable with stuff you keep there. I keep my dumbbells on the couch, so then I'm going to do the workout. Assignment. Develop a pattern to interrupt the five negative emotions above. Find out how you can trigger the five positive emotions. Write down how you get yourself in a ritual of procrastination and how to break out of it. Okay. Next day, we have anchors. Now we're coming to proper NLP. Uh, Anchors are a NLP term for having an emotion or internal state associated with an external behavior or trigger. It's always happening. So when you're talking, you have a positive state, you can just press yourself there. Now you're anchoring. And then every time there's a positive state, you just keep anchoring it there. So when you want to activate it, you just be like, okay, I'm I'm accessing it now. Then I go and do my confidence thing or whatever anchors you put. So this is how you do it. One, get yourself in a highly emotional state and put yourself in the peak of that state, in the peak of that state. Do something unique over and over again to create the trigger. So that's the unique thing. You can press yourself here, press yourself, click your fingers, whatever, and then change state and relax and use the trigger to repeat it. Swish pattern. This one helped me so much to get rid of past childhood traumas and anger and emotions I had. So identify the behavior you want to change and then imagine the behavior in your mind's eye. I was imagining the trauma happening and happening. Create a new picture of yourself as you would be if you made the desired change. And then swish the two pictures so that the unresourceful behavior automatically triggers the resourceful one. So an example would be every time you pass the patisserie or bakery or something and you're like, that's the thing I want. I want that Danish pastry with the cherry on top. But you decide to go for the herb and cheese healthier option and you switch those together. Not the best example, but I have a lot to carry on and I don't have much time. So just YouTube or Google it. Now, you want to change. Now, do this by making a big bright picture of the behavior you want to change. Make it big, 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 big. Then, in the bottom right hand corner of the picture, make a small dark picture of the way you want to be. So that's your future you. This is where you are. Now, take the small picture in less than a second, have it grow to the size of the bright one, and literally burst through the picture of the behavior. As you do this, say the word swoosh with all the excitement and enthusiasm you can muster. So, sound effects, you can use sound effects. There's so many different ones. The ones I used was um, blasting through my positive one to the negative one. Until the negative one, the characters turn into these really weak characters, clown characters with Benny Hill circus music. The key to this pattern is speed and repetition. Do this 5 to 6 times as fast as you can and have fun doing it. What are you telling your brain is, see this? Do this. See this? Do this. Until the old picture automatically triggers the new picture and the new states and thus the new behavior. So you're making it so like, you know how you remember, oh, there was a sound there now that always reminds me of gunshots or whatever. You change it with something else. Assignment. Create a positive anchor. Choose an emotion you want at your fingertips. Rewind to when you felt that way. Link the feeling to the gesture and repeat. Then do at least 15 swish patterns. Alrighty. We're getting to the next day, which is the wealth mindset. See, he's tackling every part of you. So even if you don't get a lot of results in different areas, you still you will still feel a different change in things because he's attacking it from different angles. People don't make it financially because they associate negative things to money. They don't make having money a must, don't have effective wealth building strategies, don't follow their financial plan, rely on experts too much, financially complacent, and allow a financial crisis to become a financial ruin. To fix this, you can condition yourself to attract, manage, and share your money. And you do this by finding people who are getting the results you want and do the same things consistently to get the same results. Assignment is financial check to see where your wealth wounds are to heal. One, what are your most limiting beliefs about absolute financial abundance and or what do you associate your financial access to what to financial access? What is the specific amount that you consider abundance? Do you have a figure? I have a figure. I did all the calculations. I'm like, these are all my monthly needs. This is exactly how much I need. And then this is the extra I need to be able to do all the extra things and blah, blah, blah. What is a specific amount you would consider abundance? Okay, that's number two. Don't leave any goals without doing action after setting it up. Call a planner, create a plan, study. There's so many books like Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and you can start with, I'll insert two, which is Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and Financial Peace University, because those two are the ones which really gave me the knowledge, the, what do you call it? Financial education. Now, number four, choose a tiny action, maybe spending less on something. And that's what I used to do. Once you know your figures and once you start tracking things, then you can be like, okay, I know I'm spending $5 on these donuts every day. I don't need them. $5 I can just put in the savings. $5 I can just start automatically telling my bank that I'm not going to have that donut. So automatically just take it out and put it on the side. I did the same for $30 a month for cigarette smoking. So you can do that. Number five, make a list of financial terms you don't know or understand. And then you start learning those terms. Write why you're going to follow through to avoid complacency. That's number six. And number seven is write a couple of situations where you thought you'd not make it, but you pulled through. Use this as a reminder. So that's that. We come to the next day, eliminate financial self-sabotage. Write all the pain you experience because you don't have the financial abundance you deserve. List words you associate with money. Write what you remember hearing about money when you are young. Usually it's money is the root of all evil and all that. Write how better your life would be if money wasn't an issue. Remove limiting beliefs by attaching new beliefs or ridiculing the old ones. Repeat the empowering beliefs. Mine was, Only broke people talk about how evil money is because it's not the money, it's how it's used. Empowering beliefs. The more I give to others, the more money I receive consistently and ongoing. I'm, I must live in an attitude of gratitude and give more than I expect back. That's like a unwritten rule. If you're someone who says it's not my job, that's why you are where you are. And then there's people who give 110%, and that's why they are where they are. So, wealth, next one is the wealth building vehicle. What do you love to do the most? How could it benefit others so that they are willing to pay you for it? That's what Disney did, isn't it? It's like uh, you love doing something, now find a way that people will pay you to do the thing you love doing. How could you reach multitude of people? How could you do it so that it remains profitable? These are some questions you can ask yourself. And the assignment is for the next 10 days, write down 3 ideas of increasing your income. This will open your mind towards economic opportunities. And a lot of people talk about keep writing ideas. When you feel like you've run out, just keep making funny ones until you get to a certain point where the good ones start. It's like churning and churning until you get the good stuff. We get to the next day, which is eliminating fear of failure and or success using the erasure technique. So get yourself into a strong positive state and create a positive anchor. Superman, sports athlete winning. Picture a big failure from the past and watch it happen as if it were on a movie screen. Oh, I think I like this pattern. I think this is the one. Then smile, run the entire memory in reverse at high speed, and make those sound effects if you want because they're helpful. Now run it forward twice as fast to an end and stop. Run it backward and forward, repeated as fast as you can, each time making it more bizarre. So you can, like I said, add more colors, make funny sounds, or take out the color, make it fade. Now think about the painful memory. You should be smiling. And finally, imagine having the success you want over and over again until it's absolutely real for you. You feel it so real for you and becomes a sense of certainty that is emotionally conditioned. And the assignment is to write what you'd lose if you don't remove fear of success and what it will cost you if you keep indulging in emotion. List all that you'll gain by using inner courage and faith right now. Next day, overcome fear of rejection. Decide that you won't allow it to control your life. Write the cost of it and the benefit of being free of it. Create a new set of rules to happen for you to feel rejected. So if someone says no to you, you say that's not going to make me feel rejected anymore. People say no all the time. I collect them. That's not a problem. Use the erasure technique and create a strong positive anchor. Assignment: write 2 experiences where you felt you failed, and then 2 when you felt rejected, and a benefit you gained for each. So when one door closed, that rejection happened, there were some doors which opened for you. What happened? What was the good outcome that came out of it? Self-sabotage. That's the next day. It is just the brain trying to protect you because it thinks that you are a threat. We do it with positive intent. So the assignment is identify self-sabotage tendencies. Feel good because your brain is trying to help you. Then get leverage to make a change. Interrupt all patterns with the erasure technique. Rehearse achieving success and feel the pleasure of succeeding until the new patterns are conditioned. So you can see the exercises are pretty similar. We just have to keep using all these techniques and making notes. Now, next day is 3 ways to create self-confidence. Change your physiology, control mental focus, and questions you're asking yourself. Instead of what if I fail, change it to what is the best way I can get it done and enjoy the process. And three, change your core belief from I've never done it to I can try my best. The success cycle goes potential, action, result, potential, action, result, potential. And your assignment, recall 5 of your greatest successes and write a paragraph describing each one. Use examples to remind yourself that you can always find a way. We get to the next day, which is increasing energy. Breathe right. Deep inhale, hold for a while, and then exhale for twice as long as you inhale. Now, this is a very recurring thing. I do it in my spiritual practices. Physical activity is essential. No matter what, you have to do something. I would say either break into a sweat or do something which raises your heartbeat to very close to where you can't hold a conversation. So you're walking fast, carrying heavy things, whatever exercise you want to do, even if it's intense cleaning, HIIT cleaning. Uh, Eat water-rich foods. When you're stressed, drink more water. Even when you reach for comfort food, even before you reach for comfort food, drink water first. You can list everything you ate in each day and circle the water-rich foods. Have salad with every meal and fruit or snack. Now, a long time ago, he also did this thing, released this program which was like eat your carbs and your protein separate. So have your salad, then have your carbs, or have your salad, then have your protein, and then your salad. So don't mix it because your body is releasing certain things at certain times when it notices, oh, it's protein, I need to release certain enzymes for that one. So I think I might have been debunked, but you could try, see if it works for you. I always like trying for myself and finding out. So the assignment is practice the breathing 3 times a day. Do it for 10 reps. Make sure you're adding more water-rich foods. You'll notice a positive change. The next day we come to is successful relationships. The law of familiarity makes you decrease enthusiasm and form negative anchors. Like contempt. Familiarity is the something of contempt. Don't focus on the other person when you're in negative states. Don't let arguments get out of control and use pattern interrupts. Be playful with them. Also, each person has their own love language and need to be loved in the way, example, doing physical things. And I have a summary of the 5 love languages here. So you can look at that. I've put a link there. Give first and give what you want to receive. Ask questions that encourage love to be expressed and be spontaneous. Now, I think I'll also put, there's a study, I think over so many decades, where they found the 4 horsemen of death of relationships and the 2 main things you need. And it was by Gottman Institute, Making Marriage Work Based on Science by the Gottman Institute. I'll share that with you there also. More info here. Assignment is identify what you want and don't want in a relationship. Identify what the relationship needs to be for you to be happy with yourself and contribute it in an effective way. Make a list of things you can do together to enhance the relationship. Okay. Come to the next day, which is solving problems. Manage your state to avoid overwhelm. Associate massive pleasure to solving the problem. Write the problem and spend 20% of the time defining it. Define the problem 20%. I say 10% because now I've become used to how to work on things, and 80% on the solution. So you should always be more solution focused. Come up with the best plan and act fast. Notice that notice what your current actions are doing. What would happen if? So ask your question, what would happen if we did this, we did that, and find role models to get answers. There's so many people out there who have overcome the obstacles or jumped over the hurdles that you're facing. So you just need to find the right things. And now with Google, YouTube, ChatGPT, there's so many ways to find these problems, solutions to problems. Problems are just challenges and opportunities for you to grow. And that's a good mindset shift. Change it as instead of seeing a problem, just be like, oh, that's a challenge. I like playing video games. That's a new level I need to accomplish, and opportunities of growth. So the assignment is ask what is great about this problem? What is not perfect yet? What am I willing to do to make it the way I want it? What am I willing to no longer do in order to make it the way I want it? So what am I willing to stop to go towards the solution? How can I enjoy the process while I do what is necessary to make it the way I want it? Okay, we come to the next day, which is make your life a masterpiece it deserves to be. There are dabblers, stressors, and masters. Um, Decide what you really want, develop a plan, and find a model. Take action and be flexible. So keep a journal of your life, and in your life, if your life is worth living, it's worth recording. Capture thoughts, ideas, emotions, insights, and experiences. Master your emotional and mental states. So for this journaling, I would suggest like whenever you remember something really memorable. These days I take more pictures and videos of things, but before used to be like especially funny jokes. My wife is so funny; she makes me laugh so much, and the jokes she cracks up, like I make notes of them because I'll be like, yeah, she made me laugh there, and I couldn't stop laughing. So see, capture all the memorable and bits that enriched your life. Anticipate the challenges of your life. No, wait. Master your emotional and mental states. Develop compelling reasons to continue to manage your life. And you're managing your life. Now it's has a direction to go. You can transform it the way you want. Become a team player. No. Anticipate the challenges of your life and use role models. Reevaluate your life regularly. Become a team player. It's the greatest joy. So you can surround yourself with a team of people you care for, who inspire you to contribute and push your boundaries. Commit yourself to becoming bigger than yourself. And the assignment for this one is for the next 4 days, review the past 25 days and finish up the assignments. Pick your 4 goals and write a paragraph for each one, describing why you're committed to achieving it and what you lose if you don't achieve it. Develop a plan for the 4 goals. Continue to, to do the morning questions. So just keep going through these, and then he comes to some affirmations. So affirmations for total self-confidence. I am resourceful. I have the ability to do whatever it takes to succeed and to support all those whom I love. I enjoy life challenges and I learn from everything that happens in my life. I live each day with passion and power. I feel strong and powerful, happy and excited. I have tremendous confidence in my talents and abilities. I feel I meet every situation knowing I am its master. I have deep respect for myself and for everyone I meet each day. I am committed to perform with excellence in all that I do. I forgive myself and others easily. I am aware of the priceless values of my life and the lives of everyone I've met. My confidence is unshakable because I live with integrity. I am always at peace because I trust and follow my internal guidance. So these are for total self confidence. I'm just going to remove these Oxford commas because I don't use those. Affirmations for vibrant health and energy. I deeply respect my body and take excellent care of it each day. I consistently think healthy thoughts. I have mastered the habit of proper breathing, and it gives me great energy. I feel great pleasure from the health and strength of my physical body. I eat and drink only wholesome foods and beverages. I wake up each day feeling vibrant and healthy. I start each day with an abundance of energy. I have a deep sense of health and well being. I respect my body's healing wisdom and its energy. I will always feel and look young and healthy. I have an abundance of energy available for all that I must do. I retire each night feeling grateful for my vibrant health and energy. Now, my dad in his office just had one post-it where he had written, "Think yourself fit." And he hadn't exercised for a long time. He hadn't done a lot of physical things, but he was always so healthy, energetic, like just constant. And he used to smoke 3 packs of cigarettes a day and still like strong as strong, man. Okay, let's go to affirmations for unlimited financial success. All of these are 12 affirmations, so I'm not going to do the finger thing now. I was born to share freely in the abundance of my life. I have much to give and I share it freely with others each day and every day. My work is a great contribution to others and I am richly rewarded for it. That's a very good one. I attract and enjoy greater financial abundance each day. I am a giver and what I give comes back to me multiplied manifold. I am deeply grateful for every day for all the great abundance in my life. My gratitude opens me up to unlimited financial success. I am aware of and I experience all the wealth that surrounds me every day. The wealth of my Creator circulates throughout my life. My wealth flows to me in avalanches of abundance. I feel prosperous and I think prosperous thoughts. I share in the unlimited resources of my life. I handle and invest my money wisely and I profit daily. I forgot to mention that when you're doing affirmations, use a lot of emotion, like just feel what you're saying, especially that one. Wealth flows to me in avalanches of abundance. Just feel so grateful that you're just getting so much of it. And the final set of affirmations is to get into action. I enjoy the pleasure of using my personal power to benefit myself and others. I feel great pleasure as I take massive action to accomplish my goals. I am in the habit of taking action, so it's effortless for me. It's so easy. I make the most of my time each and every day. I feel the joyful pulse of life as I take consistent action to shape and achieve my destiny. I am a do it now person and I make my time serve me. I'm eager to get into action as I wake up each day. So when you wake up each day, you're eager to get into the action. I am deeply fulfilled as I use my personal power wisely. I feel strong and powerful as I take consistent action to accomplish my purpose. I feel grateful for my personal power and the abundance I enjoy. I enjoy greater and greater success because I take consistent action to achieve my goals. I feel great freedom and pleasure as I get into action each day. That was a good one. And then we come to the next section, which is an assignment. After reading the 6 human needs, which opens in a separate page on that link, ask yourself these 3 questions, or you can note them down. What is something you'd love to do? Totally fulfilling and could do 24 hours a day. Describe it and see how it fits in the human needs scale. So, in that 6 human needs, what's something I hate to do? You should do it, but it never gets done. What is something you should do but never gets done? Describe it and see how it fits in with the six human needs scale. Take the thing that you hate to do but is good for you and others and turn it into something you'd love to do. Ask what you could choose to believe about it that will make it fulfill each of those needs at the highest possible level and write it down. So I don't like to do, but I know I need to do it, dishes, whatever it is. And then use those six human needs and find your beliefs and actions you're going to do that's going to make you love doing it. And then finally, there's two other things remaining. So in the Power Talk, he has so many audios where he's interviewed very influential people like Stephen Covey. He talks about systems, values, taking responsibility, decide what your life is about, and stuff like that. He talks to Deepak Chopra, um, and they talk about beliefs, how we create the body and the mind, and through them we experience things. He talks to Barbara DeAngelis, who is his partner or who was his partner in designing all these programs on how to handle the problems, um, dealing with emotions like hurt and anger and stuff like that. So if you're interested in this, I still have to go through those audios. I'm happy to go through them. Just let me know. And then he talks to Dr. John Gray, who is the writer of that Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus book. And they obviously must be talking about how to get into relationships, talks about relationships, all that. Contents. So the contents are day one, key to personal power. Day two, controlling the force that directs your life. Day three, taking control, the first step. Day four, science of success conditioning, which is that neuro associative conditioning. Day 5 to 7 is what everyone wants and how to get it. Day 8 is focus, the power of focus, precision, man, laser like. Day 9 is values and beliefs, the source of success or failure. Day 10 is how to take complete control of your life. Day 11 is the power of why. Day 12 to 14 is creating your future, the goal setting workshop. Day 15 is success conditioning, the power of rituals. Day 16 is anchoring yourself to success. Day 17 is how to condition yourself for wealth. Day 18 is ending financial self-sabotage. Day 19 to 21 is overcoming fears of failure and success and overcoming fear of rejection. Just put a comma there. Day 22, eliminating self-sabotage and creating unstoppable self-confidence. Day 23, how to increase your energy. Day 24, the power of successful relationships. Day 25, how to solve problems quickly and effectively. Day 26 to 30, my personal challenge to you. And then the subliminal total self-confidence and vibrant health and energy. And then another subliminal unlimited financial success and getting into action. Bonus power talk and meeting the masters. And I'll just put workbook here. And that's it, folks. Let me know if you've used this program, how you've used it, if there's anything I've missed or anything you'd like to know more about. And that's about it for today. I shall see you in the next one.